All right, garden tour. Today is September 24th. Tansy reblooming after we cut it way back. Self-seeded over here. Nice pollinator. That's one zinnia plant. There were about a dozen blooms on it yesterday that I picked off the top. That's another weed over here. This is frost aster. Now, about a week, it's going to be covered in little white blooms, and the bees work it. I mean, you can have 50 bees on this plant at one time. First behind it, crowd favorite, Goldenrod, and self-seeded some shiso over there, blowing on the wind. So we got no muscadines this year yet. I'm gonna pick some. That's a perennial sunflower, well, helianthus. Everyone keeps asking me what this tree is. Good question. To be determined. Calendula didn't really like the weeds, but we're gonna save the seed. We'll see how it does next year. Bee balm's starting to look a little powdery, mildewy. This hops plant finally got its first little hops flower. Kind of cute. Don't know what's up with it, but this is its first year and it's just climbed all over my fennel. I'm gonna build a nice trellis for it over the winter. Speaking of fennel, wow, a lot of seed to harvest. A late green bean. Let's see if it makes it. Another calendula variety. I like the color. If you didn't know, these cannas can be harvested for the root. It's kind of like a arrowroot. Beautiful flower, but cut it off, stick it in the vase, and it's going to be dead in about a day. There's a even prettier one over here. This was $2 on sale at Walmart. I need to get over there and see if the fall bulbs are on sale yet. Not too many figs on this brown turkey yet. Got a few. Just got a couple. Hopefully next year. This is an azalea that's been here for quite a while. See the moss on there. Let me know if you know what this purple flower is. Bees work it. We left it. Some late melons. I don't know if they're gonna finish, but you just gotta put stuff out, see what happens. These are my strawberry beds, if you can see them in there. I mulched this one. Probably gonna mulch it again. And then I've got about 5 more rows here I gotta mulch in the next few weeks. Let's see. Got a lot of self-seeded walnuts in the yard. Another fig tree over here I took from cutting in town. And there's a purple raspberry kind of nestled in right there, and a gooseberry on this side. And then we've got our row of azaleas going down here. It's going to be really nice and pretty in the spring. Another goldenrod. We leave all the goldenrod. So yeah, peppers, kind of out of control. Really enjoying them. Eating them about every night. We tried to do the Florida weave, but I think I did it wrong. I think instead of going in between each pole, I'm supposed to go around each plant, and that's why we're having some falling over happening. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. We're letting as many peppers turn red as possible because we're taking a lot of seed. This Reaper plant's about 6 feet tall now. Well, 5 feet tall. Got unbelievable blooms all over it. Or this purple guy. And of course, the ever-loving morning glory. Already done blooming this morning, even though it's early. Some pepper vine over there. We're really trying to let this wild area outgrow some poison ivy. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Instead of trying to fight it, we're just trying to work with it. So over here is an experiment. Let's see how it's doing. We got so many peppers. Gonna get them picked probably today and fermented, or a bunch of them at least. So here's 3 rows of peppers right here. 2, 3, and this has been an experiment in absolutely no weeding. And you know what? We got a bunch of peppers. I mean, you can see this plant right here is just loaded down. Some red ones down in there. Some habaneros just finally finishing. Just some more evidence that perhaps we don't need to weed as much as people are weeding. The weeds feed the soil, they feed the bees, they feed the biodiversity, they feed the beneficials, so you don't have pests. This is a goldenrod. It's just right in the middle of another row of peppers. This row of peppers maybe didn't do as good. And these aren't from seed. I wish they were. But we transplanted these in maybe a little bit later in this row, and that's what we're dealing with. Not weed pressure, but actually being root bound from being in their cells too long. Which I would argue is more of a reason to just put things out even before you weed or do any bed prep to prevent root bound plants. We like to soil block things if we're doing it from the house. I'm gonna pull this little guy right here. Ooh, this is a horseweed. Don't really like him. Puts out a lot of lightweight airborne seeds. It's obviously having no trouble. I don't remember what it's called. Maybe it's not horseweed. It's something we don't like. I don't like the little puff balls. We got enough of those. Trust me. But that's about it. Look, I'm done weeding all my pepper beds. So, know your weeds. That's a really smart recommendation. Hoping this walnut tree comes back after the walnut caterpillar nailed it. They ate every single leaf off of it, and then they disappeared the next day. But I got a strange feeling a plant with this much vigor and intensity will be back. There's still quite a bit of blooms on here to be worked, but I'm gonna come and harvest some of this. Actually, quite a bit of it to make tea. As soon as my dehydrator frees up, probably tomorrow, maybe today. Another little late blooming sunflower over there that I threw out. Goldenrod makes a lovely medicinal. Oh, my baby, Jerusalem artichoke. I don't know if it was a deer or the wind. I think it was the wind. We lost the two biggest plants now. There's this huge gap. I miss them. About 15 feet tall. But we're not even going to dig these this season. We're just going to let them come back. And hopefully they'll be a little bit more dense so that we don't have the same problem. Sunflowers are done over there. I'm going to have to pick some seeds. I think I could have done one more round of planting. There's a cool plant, to check out. This is, goodness gracious. Yeah, a nice 8-footer, maybe 9-footer right here. Maybe you could understand why we leave the goldenrod now. So many little tiny baby blooms. Come on, zoom in on that. Oh yeah. There we go. So much pollen, and a lot of people think goldenrod is a contributor to fall allergies. It's really not. It's ragweed, everybody. Goldenrod, it's real heavy pollen. It actually needs to be pollinated by insects, not the wind. So, if you look at the ragweed pollen under a microscope, it's like a little landmine. Little pokey dude. What do you call those? Maybe it's not a landmine. This is a perennial onion. It's going into its third year, I think. Puts off these nice little seed pods. We take them, harvest them, you can eat them, we replant them. Egyptian walking onion, but it'll grow this seed pod that'll fall over and then it'll replant itself, and you'll have it everywhere. Maybe over here. What else we got? There's a common milkweed right there. Trying to do some butterfly stuff. We like the butterflies. Here's my corn. Don't know what happened to it. Nothing ate it though, which is nice. Got one ear of corn. We'll try to get that seeded a little bit earlier next season. False indigo. Puts a nice little flower on. We got some more That's, I hope it's not crushing somebody. I don't think it is. Swamp milkweed. Nice big pink flower. Something else. I don't even know. It looks interesting, doesn't it? Figure that one out. Plant nerds. I think that's ironweed. I actually had it. It's either choke weed or ironweed. I think it's ironweed. And it literally died all the way down and lost every leaf and then came back. That's why they call it ironweed. Oh, and here's this one. The one Jerusalem artichoke that had some support. It actually got ripped out of the ground. We thought it was dead. My partner thought it was a weed. We replanted it, and now it's the tallest one. But it is. So, seeded fall melons here in the weeds to see what would happen. And, well, you see what happened. We're gonna have to seed more. I think each time you pop a seed, it's an opportunity to get something totally unique, weed resistant. It looks like a muscadine. This was a crazy experiment. I thought I would plant a row of black-eyed peas underneath some cucumbers. Now I've got 3 rows of black-eyed peas. Really aggressive plant. You can see all the bean pods it's putting on it when you get out here and pick these. The problem is I got a bushel to shell inside the house from 2 rows. Also, these greens are luscious and delicious. Been picking those a lot this season. Just an amazing plant. Field pea, southern pea, cow pea, black-eyed peas. These ones aren't actually black-eyed peas, but that's what most people think of when they think of a field pea. Here's a poplar, absolutely buried. A little disease on it, that's all right. I kind of like it. I like to give it a little work. These are all about to die back really hard. I'll give this poplar a few more weeks of sunlight before it goes dormant. I'm really excited about that. Sweet potatoes have been one of the deer's favorites. They come right from over here and we'll wear out this row of sweet potatoes. But it's basically kept them off everything else, so I'm not complaining. We got a lot more sweet potatoes. And these sweet potatoes just keep growing anyway. The vines have ran up underneath there, and this little piece of fishing line keeps them out of there, so pretty amazing. Got a little cucumber down here for seed. Pull that guy. I'm breeding the cucumbers to outcompete the black-eyed peas, and I can interplant them. We'll see if it works. They'll stick out leaves just a little bit further than the black-eyed peas if you get the right one. Some sweet potato? No. What is that? Black-eyed pea turning red. Cow pea. I should probably call them cow peas. When you look at them, they look like a cow print, not like a black-eyed pea. Another little cucumber hanging out in the weeds. This was our weedy tomato breeding project. We put about 40 tomato plants in. We have 1 left. Hoping to get some seeds from it. This is going to be our smart tomato. No work tomato. Come back to that. All right, what about over here? Another amazingly prolific black-eyed pea row. I tried 2 rows of green beans, man. I just didn't get green beans this season. I got actually 4 or 5 plants down there, and Katie cut them with the shears on accident, thinking they were weeds. But just not that much. This I replanted as a row of cucumbers twice. Not that much. Not that much. We had a watermelon that was planted 2 rows over, make it up here. Put on a melon, pretty big. Oh, there it is right there. Still holding on. Da-da-da. We'll see. Just not much luck with melons. Got a few cantaloupes this year that were delicious. It's not much. But yeah, the second row of cucumbers never even popped up. I think maybe it was too dry and I just didn't get out to water it. I should have watered it maybe once or twice. Tomatoes. So we put out 100 tomato plants. These 9 on this trellis right here just crushed all the other ones. Did about as much as the other 90 combined. Now, why did that happen? Well, that's sort of the job of a farmer, is to kind of come out here and figure out what the heck's going on. I don't know what happened. I did do an extra good job. I babied these. These are my first ones in by about a week and a half. I don't think that's the reason. They are probably the most healthy cultivar of tomatoes that we put in. It's the Celebrity, and I'm definitely going to put more celebrities out. But this 40 tomato weed experiment was all celebrities too, so I don't know what exactly made these crush, but I'm not complaining. I mean, maybe we did a better job of getting them on the trellis. We just literally weave them in and out of this cattle panel by hand. I'm hoping this is a parsnip. Kind of looks like a parsnip. I love parsnips. Oh, here's a morning glory. The bane of my existence. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what to think about it. Put in the comments below, why do you think these 9 tomato plants outperformed our other 90 by about a factor of 10 to 1? Let me know. Thinking about it, I did top dress these. I don't know if that's it. Also, this was our 3rd season planting tomatoes in the same row over here because we're experimenting with the non-rotation. Oh, there's my partner. Gotta come out here and harvest all this purple basil. Anyway, make a comment. One more thing. Come over here. 1 second. Fall garden. Going in, right in the weeds. Just kind of knock those over and plant it into it. Brussels sprouts, cabbages, and collards. Just knocked it down. Didn't even weed it. We did some over there where we planted. We planted a fall garden here too. It's all cabbage, Brussels sprouts, collards. We'll see. It's a little late. We'll see. Gotta come get this yarrow seed too. This yarrow's great for keeping the tomato hornworm off your tomatoes. Anyway, better run. A few more cherry tomatoes hanging on. Cute nasturtium. But yeah, hopefully we get some cauliflower. I think there's some broccoli mixed in. We'll see. We'll see. I just stuck a few right in the weeds. That's sort of what I do. There's a fig tree. Multi-headed helianthus. Another parsnip. God, I like parsnips. And this random brandywine. I wish would give me one more so I could take the late blight resistant seeds from that baby. Anyway. Marigolds, they don't actually keep pests away, but except for fruit knot nematodes. Much more better approach instead of trying to ward things away with flowers is to attract beneficials with flowers. In fact, you really want to attract everything. It's a riot of diversity. So it's going to bring a solution, all the pests and the predators. Anyway, something to think about. I like pink tomatoes, but they like late blight, so we're saving seed. Just throw down some paper. Knock back your weeds. Just nudging stuff. Just nudging. Anyway. Beautiful basil. Have a great day. Another little fig tree. Have a great day. Walnuts everywhere. Mulberries. Where I like to sit. Serviceberry. Blackcurrant. Blueberry. Hyssop. Thai basil. Feverfew. Just some stuff. Fennel. Native. St. John's wort. Anyway. Oh yeah, I put down a bunch of green beans thinking they were bush beans. They were not. Cool story, bro. Hope you have a great day. Rabbit eye, blueberry. That's the one you want. Get the figs holding on. Raspberry, blackberry, fig tree. A bunch of sand.